Europe has issued a sharp warning to the United States over its latest visa bans. Students, workers, and diplomats now face new restrictions, sparking concerns about international trust. This is not just about visas, it's about the fragile transatlantic relationship, global cooperation, and the unseen consequences of political decisions. In the next 15 minutes, we explore how this dispute began, why Europe is pushing back, and what this could mean for America's future on the world stage. The United States recently implemented a series of visa restrictions affecting a wide range of individuals from European countries. This move, announced with a focus on national security and immigration concerns, has sent ripples across diplomatic channels and stirred widespread discussions about international relations. The restrictions primarily target certain categories of travelers, including diplomats, students, and professionals seeking temporary or long-term stays in the U.S. According to the official statements released by the Department of State, these measures were deemed necessary to ensure national security, prevent misuse of U.S. immigration systems, and tighten the scrutiny of individuals entering the country from Europe. Historically, the United States has occasionally adjusted its visa policies for various reasons, ranging from health and security to political tensions. However, the current wave of restrictions is seen by European officials as unusually stringent and largely unilateral. It marks a shift in the approach that the U.S. has traditionally taken with allied nations. While minor visa adjustments are common and usually coordinated with partner countries, this new policy appears to bypass prior diplomatic consultations, leaving European governments surprised and concerned. The effects of these restrictions are immediately visible in airports, universities, and business centers. Students enrolled in exchange programs find themselves unable to travel for academic purposes. Young professionals seeking short-term work opportunities or internships in the United States are experiencing delays or outright denials. Even diplomats tasked with conducting official visits or negotiations report obstacles, adding layers of friction to diplomatic relations. The ripple effects extend beyond individuals. Universities are seeing cancellations in programs that rely on international student participation. Businesses are delaying cross-border projects, and research collaborations are being disrupted. Media coverage in Europe and the United States has been intense. European news outlets highlight the negative impact on mobility and cooperation, describing the measures as punitive and potentially damaging to decades of transatlantic trust. Social media platforms amplify individual stories, with students, business people, and families sharing their frustrations. In the United States, media coverage often focuses on the administration's justification, emphasizing security concerns and regulatory compliance. Analysts argue that while security is a legitimate concern, the lack of transparent consultation with European partners risks undermining U.S. credibility and the long-standing alliance. Experts in immigration law and international relations point out that the current restrictions could have unintended consequences. Travel bans historically have had economic, cultural, and political repercussions. By restricting mobility, the U.S. may inadvertently slow innovation, limit access to top international talent, and weaken soft power. At the same time, the administration defends the measures as necessary to adapt to a changing global security landscape, citing threats ranging from cyber espionage to transnational crime networks. In addition to immediate policy changes, the visa restrictions carry symbolic weight. They signal a more assertive stance from the United States in managing international movement and border security, even with traditionally allied nations. European governments view this as a challenge to cooperative diplomacy, arguing that mutual respect and dialogue are essential to maintaining functional transatlantic relations. The next few weeks are crucial as European representatives consider diplomatic responses, possible negotiations, and European officials have expressed strong dissatisfaction with the latest visa restrictions imposed by the United States. Describing the measures as unjustified and unilateral, the European Union warns that such decisions risk eroding decades of trust and cooperation between the US and Europe. Officials argue that the impact of these restrictions extends far beyond individuals. It touches the fabric of academic collaboration, business partnerships, and diplomatic relations. The EU highlights that the visa bans disproportionately affect students, researchers, and professionals who are essential to international collaboration. For instance, universities in Europe report cancellations of exchange programs with American institutions. Thousands of students who were expecting to participate in academic programs in the United States now face uncertainty. These disruptions threaten not only educational opportunities, but also the broader cultural exchange that has long strengthened transatlantic ties. Similarly, businesses reliant on cross-border travel are experiencing delays in sending representatives to the U.S. for conferences, negotiations, and project oversight. Experts warn that the economic impact could be significant if the restrictions continue or expand. The political dimension of Europe's response is equally important. EU officials stress that the United States failed to consult them before implementing these measures, a move they interpret as a breach of diplomatic norms. Europe has emphasized the importance of dialogue and mutual respect in international policymaking, especially between allies. Statements from the European Commission and individual foreign ministers convey a sense of urgency. The measures are not only inconvenient, but may also have long-term implications for the US-EU relationship. Analysts highlight that such tensions can influence NATO coordination, trade negotiations, and global diplomatic standing. European media has widely reported on the issue, often framing the US actions as provocative and potentially harmful to international cooperation. Headlines in prominent EU outlets stress the disruption caused to students, diplomats, and businesses. Public opinion in Europe is also reflecting this sentiment, with social media campaigns calling for reciprocal action or at least clarification from Washington. The narrative is clear. The visa restrictions are seen as an overreach that challenges the principles of alliance and mutual benefit. Experts in international relations note that the EU's reaction is measured yet firm. While the EU seeks to preserve constructive engagement with the US, it is also prepared to escalate diplomatic responses if necessary. Measures under consideration include official protests, formal diplomatic correspondence, and leveraging international forums to raise awareness of the issue. Analysts suggest that this could mark a turning point in US-EU relations, emphasizing the importance of communication and reciprocity in maintaining long-standing partnerships. In summary, Europe's anger stems from a combination of practical disruption, political protocol, and strategic concern. The visa bans impact real people and institutions, create economic challenges, and signal a potential fracture in diplomatic etiquette. As European representatives weigh their response, the world watches closely, recognizing that the resolution of this dispute may set the tone for transatlantic relations in the years